Every company does new hire orientation. But nobody tells you the stuff that actually determines whether you make it the first 90 days. After 30 plus years of managing people and as a hiring manager, let me tell you what really matters. When people start a new job, the first thing they usually get is a new hire orientation. You sit down in a room, you watch some videos, you listen to some people talk and go through the handbook. Someone from HR explains benefits, policies, and paperwork, all the important stuff. But after decades of manufacturing and management, I can tell you something. Most people don't struggle because they don't understand the handbook. They struggle because nobody clearly explains the real expectation of the job. So if you're starting somewhere new, here's the things that actually matter. Number one, know your role. The first expectation is simple. Understand what your job actually is. Every position exists for a reason. The company hired you to solve a problem or produce a result. That means you need to know what task you are responsible for, what success at those tasks actually looks like, what standards you are being measured by. Too many people come into a new job thinking they'll just figure it out as they go. That's a bad expectation. That usually doesn't work. The employees who succeed early are the ones who ask questions like, what does a good day in the job look like? What mistakes should I avoid early on? Clarify on the front end, and it saves a lot of problems later. Second point, attendance matters more than talent. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're not there. This is something that a lot of new employees underestimate. In almost every workplace, reliability is valued more than raw talent. You can be the smartest person in the room, but if you're late, calling out, or disappearing during shifts, you're not helping the team. In manufacturing especially, one missing person can slow down an entire operation. The people who build strong reputations are usually the ones who show up every day, are ready to work. It sounds simple, but it's one of the biggest factors in long-term success. Management, HR, administration all judge an employee based on the amount of time they are at the job and on task. Number 3, policies exist for a reason. Every company has policies. Safety policies, attendance policies, conduct policies. Some people roll their eyes at rules, at policies, at regulations, but the truth is most policies were created because something bad happened at some point. Rules often come from lessons learned the hard way. Good employees understand that policies are there to keep things consistent and safe. That doesn't mean you have to love every rule. Doesn't mean you have to agree with them. You just have to follow them. You're at work 8, 10, or 12 hours a day. That's where you have to follow the rules of the work. It's just like operating in polite society. There's rules that if you break in polite society, you go to jail. There's consequences to every action. Respecting rules is professionalism. The fourth thing, and probably the most important, Your reputation starts from day one. One thing many new hires don't understand: your first week matters. Your first month matters. People start forming opinions of you immediately. Coworkers, supervisors, managers, HR are watching things like work ethic, attitude, willingness to learn, how you handle mistakes. And mistakes do happen. They're forgivable. Nobody expects a new employee to know everything. But people do notice effort. The best new hires usually do these things. They listen, they learn, and they work hard. That combination goes a long way. Ask questions early. One of the biggest mistakes new employees make is being afraid to ask questions. They don't want to look inexperienced. They don't want to look like they don't know. But here's the truth. Every manager would rather answer a question early than fix a problem later. If something isn't clear, ask. It shows you care about doing the job right. Starting a new job can be stressful. New people, new systems, new expectations. But most successful employees follow the same simple principles. Understand your role, show up consistently, respect the policies, work hard, and ask questions. If you do those things, you'll already be ahead of most people. And if you've been in the workforce for a while, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Drop a comment below. What's one thing every new employee should understand on day one? If you have found this video helpful, give me a like, share, go over to the channel and subscribe. It would help me out tremendously. Thank you for watching. This is Grumpy Works, where experience still counts.